It's been 12 days since the Knights last came to historic Hicks Field. Greenbrier defeated the Clams 8-2 and haven't lost a game since that Wednesday night. It's 6 wins in a row for the Knights and 3 straight for the Steamers, who are looking to extend their winning streak to a season-high 4 games. And they'll look to the man making his 4th start of the season, Blake Gibson. Gibson started 3 games for the Clams this season. He's gone 12 innings with an ERA of 2.25. He struck out 7, allowed just 3 earned runs in that time. Going for the Knights will be Kyle Andrazik. He's pitched in 4 games, 10 innings, allowed just 2 earned runs himself with an ERA of 1.80. The Steamers coming off another 1-run victory. They're now 3-1 in 1-run games, including 3-0 here at historic Hicks Field. The Greenbrier Knights haven't played in a 1-run game yet. They've actually been destroying some of their opponents. They've got 4 wins by 4+ runs. Once again, they're 6-1 overall. They're 3-1 in Premier Collegiate League play. They sit atop the league, while the Steamers sit in a tie for 3rd place with the Virginia Beach Sea Dogs. The Steamers 5-4 in Premier Collegiate League play. So this will be the 10th league game for Edenton. We are just under 10 minutes away from first pitch here at historic Hicks Field. It's the Edenton Steamers and the Greenbrier Knights coming up. Hello, Steamers fans, and welcome into another broadcast of Edenton Steamers Baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. I'm Luke Milai. Thank you so much for joining me today as the Steamers are back in action after a day off, taking on the Greenbrier Knights. It's the second time the Steamers and the Knights have matched up this season. The first time was here at historic Hicks Field back on June 8th, with the Knights winning 8-2. The Knights have not lost since that game. It was the first of what's become a 6-game winning streak for Greenbrier. The Steamers with a 3-game winning streak of their own, but they're yet to win following an off day, and they're yet to extend past a 3-game winning streak this season. Blake Gibson on the mound for the Clams, his 4th start of the season, his 2nd here at home. And he'll be up against leadoff man Quincy Scipio out in center field today for the Knights. First pitch inside, and we're underway at historic Hicks Field. Steamers coming off a 3-2 win here a couple of nights ago against the Clayton Clovers. Scipio grounds that one under the glove of Gibson. Backhanded by Stevens at second. Throw across his body. He's going to get there, but not in time. That's an infield hit for Quincy Scipio. And the Knights will start off with a man aboard and nobody out. That'll bring Andy Choi up to the plate. He's out in left field for Greenbrier today. That one comes across for a called strike from Gibson, 0-1 to Choi. The 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul tip, 0-2 the count to Choi. Gibson, as mentioned, his 4th start of the season and his last time pitching against the Knights. He went 3 innings. Gibson will check on over with Scipio at first. Count will remain 0-2 to Choi. Andy Choi, only 3 hits this season through 5 games. One of those came against the Steamers. He had an RBI double here at historic Hicks Field. And he's up with a man on and nobody out. The 0-2 pitch. Runners going. It's a slow chopper over towards second. Stevens went over to cover the bag, and he goes back to make the throw to first. It's in time. Nice hustle from Bryce Stevens. With Scipio stealing, he went over to cover second. The ball was slowly rolled over to where he was. And he makes a good recovery to throw Choi out at first. Scipio moves over to second. That'll bring Andrea Daltrey up to the plate at first base tonight for the Knights. Got a runner out in scoring position in Scipio. First pitch down low. 1-0 the count to Daltrey. Blake Gibson, he started in 3 games so far. He's only given up 3 earned runs. We'll see if he can have another solid performance today. That one's outside, 2-0. 2 of Gibson's 3 starts have been 3 innings, and his one longer start out in Tarboro was 6 innings. Started opening night for the Steamers. That one drops in there for a called strike, 2-1 to Daltrey. Andre Daltrey having a good start to his season, hitting .381 through 6 games. He takes for another ball, 3-1. Daltrey went 1 for 4. He reached twice in that game when the Steamers took on the Knights back on June 8th. He also walked. Three and 1 the count. The pitch. Inside, ball 4. It's the first walk of the game for Gibson, and it puts 2 aboard with just 1 out here in the first. Another right-handed bat. That'll be Warren Bailey up to the plate for the Knights. Bailey catching for Greenbrier tonight. First pitch he sees is grounded down the third base line, a fair ball. It'll drift towards the corner. Coming around third is Scipio. He'll score. Moving into third, and he's thrown out. Daltrey tried to go from first to third, and Adam Fine guns him down from left field for the second out. The Knights do get on the board. It's 1-0 Greenbrier. It's an RBI double for Warren Bailey, but a potential run saver on the throw from Fine. That one misses for a ball. 1-0 the count to Hahn. Bert Hahn up to the plate, another righty bat for the Knights out in right field tonight for Greenbrier. First pitch will ground it towards the middle. Stevens is there. He handles his throw in time. That'll wrap up the top of the first. The Knights get on the board. The Steamers coming up to the plate. It is 1-0 Greenbrier. The new 2022 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order, stop by Sound Feet Shoes of Edenton, or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up some of the brand new Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field as we're set to begin the bottom half of the first. The Greenbrier Knights got on the board first thanks to an RBI double from Warren Bailey. The Knights got out ahead early when these teams last met up. They went ahead 1-0 in the second inning in that last game. They built as much as a 4-0 lead to begin that game. The Steamers, who have been heating up offensively, especially here at home, are going to look to get started early. The Steamers have scored in the first inning in back-to-back games. There's no better person to be leading off for Edenton than the man coming to the plate. It'll be Chase Bruno leading things off for the Clams, as he has in every game this season. The Steamers lineup runs Bruno leading off, Tanner Thatch out in right batting second, Jeremiah Boyd designated hitting, of third. Houston Wright in the cleanup spot at first. Nate Paulson in center. Case Kermode catching. Jared Beebe at third. Bryce Stevens at second. And Adam Fine batting ninth in left field. Kyle Andrzejczyk on the mound for the Knights. He'll be the man facing off with Chase Bruno to begin the bottom half of the first. First pitch is outside to Bruno, 1-0. Bruno leads the team with 23 hits and a .426 batting average. He lines that one high out towards left field, going back towards the wall, and it is gone! A leadoff home run for Chase Bruno. It's the second time this season he's led off with a home run for the Steamers, and he quickly ties this one up 1-1. What a start. It's Chase Bruno's second home run of the season. It's the third straight game the Steamers have scored in the first inning. And just like that, we're tied up at 1. That one's outside to Thatch, 1-0. Another guy we know has plenty of power. Hit a home run in the first inning the last time Steamers were on the field. As that one's low, 2-0 to Thatch. Outside to Thatch, 3-0. Thatch coming off a game where he was 2 for 5, had that aforementioned home run, even came into the game to pitch the final inning. And he swings 3-0 there, pops it up third base side. Arnold moving back from third. He'll be called off by his shortstop Melnick, who will make the catch. Thatch thought he saw one he liked, 3-0. And it's the first out here in the first. That'll bring Jeremiah Boyd up to the plate. Boyd designated hitting for the second straight game. With the off day, didn't need to swap him in Case Kermode behind the plate. He takes the called strike. Boyd didn't play the last time these teams matched up. He'll chop one over to third. It's handled by Arnold. He'll throw it across for the second out of the inning. 2 quick outs after the home run for Andrzejczyk. That'll bring Houston Wright up to the plate. Wright getting his first start of the season at first base tonight. We'd seen him in the designated hitter spot for a good chunk the early part of the season. He's up with 2 outs. He'll take that for a called strike, going 1 to Wright. Andrzejczyk from the windup, the 0-1 pitch. Taken on the outside corner for a called strike, going 2 to Wright. Wright still looking for his first hit of the season against the Knights. Went 0 for 4 when these teams last matched up. Swung on foul, third base side, and out of play. We'll do it again at 0-2. Houston Wright hitting .205 coming into tonight, coming off an 0 for 3 game against the Clovers. He'll chop that one over to second. Hensley moves in. He'll flip it over to first in time to wrap up the first inning. But the Steamers get one back. A solo home run from Chase Bruno ties things up at 1. We'll head to the second, all square. The Steamers are proud to announce that Venture Tours is the official travel partner of the team for the 2022 season. Venture Tours is a family-owned business specializing in motor coach transportation. The owners have been in the motor coach industry for more than 40 years. A mixture of hard work and family legacy helped to create Venture Tours, one of the most successful motor coach companies in Hampton Roads, coastal Virginia. If you're interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit VentureBusTours.com. Hello and welcome back to Historic Kicks Field. Each team put one on the board in the first as we're set to begin the top of the second. MJ Song will lead off for the Knights against Blake Gibson, out for his second inning of work. First pitch inside to Song, 1-0. Song in the designated hitter spot tonight for Greenbrier. Swung on and missed, 1-1 the count. Song still looking for his first hit of the season. 0 for 8 coming into tonight. Swing and a miss, 0-2. He's only played in 3 of the 7 games for the Knights. Maybe an example for the limited at-bats. He struck out in 6 of his 8 at-bats this season. As he adjusts his gloves, and Gibson will take a long couple of steps off the mound. Gibson's back on the rubber, and he's ready. Ahead in the count, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chop third base side, foul and out of play. We'll do it again at 1-2. MJ Song didn't play the last time these teams matched up. And it just misses. Count moves to 2-2. Case Kermode was ready to throw it around the horn. He thought he got the call. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled off the foot of Song. And he stays alive. We'll do it again at 2-2. Song trying to reach just like Scipio did to lead off the first inning. Pair of hits in that first inning for the Knights. Swung on, slow chopper, back to Gibson. He's got it, and he'll go apply the tag himself for the first out here in the inning. Not often you see the pitcher able to go apply the tag, and that's the first out here in the second. That'll bring Tristan Hensley up to the plate. Another right-handed bat, as the prior 6 hitters have been for the Knights. That one's inside for a ball, 1-0. Hensley getting the start over at second base tonight for Greenbrier. So that one's outside, 2-0. Now to Hensley. Hensley's only played in 1 game prior to tonight. He went 1 for 2. He'll take that one for a called strike. 2-1 the count. Hensley out of Emory and Henry College. He'll swing and miss at that one. 2-2 the count. Blake Gibson, he's a guy that'll induce a lot of ground ball outs. We saw 7 in his last start, and he's already induced 3 here tonight. Swung on, fouled off the body of Hensley. We'll do it again at 2-2. The Knights got on the board in the first thanks to an infield single from Quincy Scipio. He was brought around to score on an RBI double from Warren Bailey. The 2-2 drops in for a called strike 3. The first strikeout of the night for Gibson. And it's out number 2 here in the second. That'll bring Grant Melnick up to the plate for the Knights, the 8th consecutive right-handed batter. Melnick lets that one come inside, nearly hit him. It's called a ball, 1-0 the count to Melnick. He's getting the start over at shortstop tonight for Greenbrier. 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed, 1-1. Melnick also looking for his first hit of the season, and he's only played in one game, went 0 for 3. That one gets by Kermode for a ball. 2-1 the count to Melnick. Steamers back here at historic Hicks Field, where they're 5-3 on the season. Coming off a pair of big wins before the break, as that one swung on and missed, 2-2. Steamers beat the Clayton Clovers 3-2 the other night, and the Norfolk Redbirds 16-5 the night before. Swung on, chop foul, third base side. We'll do it again at 2-2. Steamers in part of winning those 2 games here at home. They're on a 3-game winning streak overall. It's the 3rd time they've won at least 3 in a row, but they've never gotten it up to 4. Swung on, floated out towards left, over the head of Bruno. It'll drop in front of Fine for a base hit. And it's a 2-out single for Grant Melnick. First hit of the season for Melnick, 3rd hit of the game for the Knights. That'll bring up Nick Arnold. All 9 hitters in the lineup for the Knights. Right-handed bats tonight, or at least to start the game. They'll check on Melnick over at first. It's back in safely. As mentioned, Gibson thrown over there to Houston Wright, making his first start at first of the season. That one just misses outside. 1-0 to Nick Arnold. Arnold over at third base tonight for Greenbrier. Trying to bring back up the top of the order. 1-0 pitch outside for a ball. 2-0 to Arnold. Arnold's only played in 3 games this season. He's 1 for 8. That one hit was a triple. So he's certainly got a lot of speed if he can put it in play. 2-0 pitch, runners off. That one's in the dirt. Kermode scoops, throw to second is into center field under the glove of Stevens. As Grant Melnick moves up 90 feet into scoring position. The count's now 3-0 to Nick Arnold. Kermode made a real impressive scoop on that pitch, but it's tough to make a throw down on a ball in the dirt. Just got by Bryce Stevens. Swinging 3-0, it's fouled off. Moves the count to 3-1. Blake Gibson looking to keep this game tied. Wrap up the inning with Arnold. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Gibson works back into the count. It's now 3-2. Gibson's ready in the stretch. The pitch. Swung on, chopped over, handled by Gibson. He'll underhand scoop to first for the final out. That'll wrap up the top half of the second. The Knights strand a runner out in scoring position. Will head to the bottom half. All tied up at 1 here at historic Hicks Field. The Edenton Steamers are excited to announce that they'll be hosting one more youth baseball camp this summer. The date is July 13th through the 15th, and young ball players between the ages of 5 and 13 are welcome. The cost is $100 to register. Your kid will receive first-class instruction from some of the best college baseball players around. Visit EdentonSteamers.com to register today. Wrapped up the first of what was 2 youth baseball camps this past week, June 15th through the 17th. It's a great time. A bunch of Steamers out here helping out kids from 5 to 13 in the outfield, hitting, base running. Some got in the cages, so it was a lot of fun. Kids learned a lot over what extended to a 4th day thanks to a bit of a weather delay on the 2nd day of camp. Kids still got there 3 days. Nate Paulson will lead things off here in the second for the Steamers. Out in center field tonight with Adam Fine moving over to left. He'll be against Kyle Andrazik for his second inning. That one inside on Paulson, 1-0. Paulson coming off a good night against the Clovers, 2 for 4, knocked in a run. He'll swing and pop that one up third base side near the Steamers dugout. Arnold chasing. That one will drop out of play off the top of the dugout and into the crowd where the catch is made. A lot of claps from the Steamers and the rest of the fans on that catch by a fan in the back row. Count evens up 1-1 to Nate Paulson. That one misses inside, 2-1. Now the count to Paulson. Steamers got on the board in their half of the first thanks to a leadoff home run from Chase Bruno. It's his second leadoff home run of the season for the Steamers, as that's both of his 2 home runs. This count's now 3-1 to Paulson. Pitch. Outside, ball 4. Nate Paulson works a leadoff walk to begin the second. That'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate, catching for what's the second consecutive game. Usually gets an off day every other day with Jeremiah Boyd, but with the Clams having off yesterday, he's back behind the plate today. Kermode takes that one for a called strike, 0-1. Kermode reached 3 times against the Clovers in the Steamers last game. He went 1 for 2, walked twice. 0-1 pitch, chops it third base side. It's snagged by Melnick. It's short. He'll throw to second, not in time. Kermode put that in a real tough spot for Melnick, sprinting to his right. Got it on the backhand, unable to get anybody out. And now it's runners at first and second for the Steamers, as Jarrett Beebe will come up to the plate. From the stretch. That one down low, nice stop by Bailey. Counts 1-0 to Beebe. Beebe getting the start over at third tonight for the Steamers. And hitting 7th. That one's caught a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Jared Beebe 1 for 4 in the Steamers' last game against the Clovers. Scored a run. Also struck out once. He'll leave that down low. 2-1 the count to Beebe. The last time these teams faced off, Beebe was in the game, but not as a hitter. He pitched 1 1/3 of an inning against the Knights. Didn't give up an earned run. It's the first time the Knights have seen him at the plate this season. And Andrazik will step off with Paulson back to second. Nate Paulson down at second, who led off with a walk. Case Kermode over at first. Reached on an infield hit. Beebe shows bunt. He gets one down foul, first base side. It'll even up the count, 2-2. Beebe trying to move these runners into scoring position, still with nobody out. But it drifts foul, count evens up 2-2. And Drazik's ready. And he'll throw back to second on Paulson. He throws it into center field. And Paulson will advance to third. Tries to check up on Paulson, who was getting a little further off second base for his liking. Would have been a close play at second, but it went right past the second baseman, Hensley. Good heads-up base running from Paulson to move ahead 90 feet. Runners at the corners, 2-2 the count for Beebe. The pitch. Swung on, hit high out towards left field. Moving back is Choi, spinning towards the track. He lost track of it, and it's up against the wall. It bounces all the way back towards the middle of left field. Paulson's in to score, and they'll hold Kermode at third. A nice job by Melnick to go all the way out from shortstop into the middle of left field to retrieve that ball. It's an RBI double for Jared Beebe, and it puts the Steamers ahead 2-1. Choi was spinning back and forth up against the wall. He leapt as it bounced off the wall, and he was up against that wall, and it went back all the way to the middle of left field, allowing Melnick from short to be the first one there, and his effort stopped Case Kermode from coming around third. Bryce Stevens up to the plate for the Steamers. He'll take high and inside for a ball, 1-0. So it's Beebe down at second, Case Kermode over at third. 2 hits and a walk in the inning for Edenton. Out ahead 2-1. Stevens swings and fouls that one back, 1-1 the count. Bryce Stevens, just like Jared Beebe, hasn't seen the Knights as a hitter. He pitched 5 innings the last time these teams played. It's the first time he's been up to the plate. He'll swing at the 1-1, chop it foul, third base side. Count moves to 1-2. And Drazik's ready. A long stare in, and he comes from the windup. Stevens sends it first base side, foul territory, running over is Hahn. That'll land in the Knights' bullpen and out of play. Count will remain 1-2. The pitch. Stevens fouls at first base side. Daltrey gives it a look, and it'll float out of play. First base side will do it again at 1-2. A couple of foul balls. Last time Stevens hit, he went 0 for 2. Back against the Norfolk Redbirds. That was a couple of games ago for the Clams. He'll take that one outside, 2-2. Good at bat here from Stevens, making Drazik throw a good chunk of pitches. The Knights still looking for the first out of the inning. Here comes the 2-2. That one's up high. 3-2 now, the count to Stevens. Nate Paulson led the inning off with a walk. He came around to score. Case Kermode reached on an infield single. He's at third, and Jared Beebe had an RBI double. He's down at second. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Up over the head of Stevens, ball 4. A long at-bat results in a walk for Bryce Stevens. It's the second walk of the inning issued by Andrzejic. And it'll load up the bases for the Clams and for Adam Fine with nobody out here in the second. Fine getting his third consecutive start. He's played well since arriving with the Steamers a few games ago. He'll take that one for a ball, 1-0. Fine back for his third season in Edenton. And he's gotten off to a nice start. He'll swing and miss at that one. Count evens up 1-1. Fine's only got 8 at-bats this season, but he's knocked in 3 runs. He's hitting .250 with a double. Trying to add on to those 3 RBIs right now. He'll swing and foul that one off to the right side. Count moves to 1-2. The first 4 hitters of the inning have reached for the Steamers. Fine trying to move the line along. Swing, and he'll send it high out towards left. Choi moving towards the line. Melnick gives a look, and that'll drift all the way foul and out of play. So we'll do it again at 1-2 for Adam Fine. Fine only played in 1 game last season before suffering a knee injury. Initially started his Steamers career back in 2020. He'll swing and foul that one off on the ground, third base side again. Do it again at 1-2. We saw Bryce Stevens foul a few pitches off with 2 strikes, and he eventually worked a walk to load the bases. Adam Fine working for some extra pitches here. And Fine will call for time. And Andrzejic's taking a couple of really long looks in there, trying to throw off the timing of the hitters. Fine will take his own time. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. A called strike 3 on the outside corner. A big strikeout for Andrzejic. It's his first strikeout of the night. And it's out number 1 here in the second. Now to bring Chase Bruno up to the plate. Bruno led things off in the first with a solo home run to put the Steamers on the board. He's got the bases loaded and just 1 out. He'll leave that one down low for a ball. 1-0 to Bruno. Not the guy the Knights want to see up there right now. Chase Bruno, 24 hits this season, nearly double the rest of the Steamers. Tanner Thatch is second with 13 hits. Out on the inside corner to Bruno, 1-1 the count. With that home run, Bruno's knocked in a team high 10 RBIs this season. He'll swing and send that one off the brick wall of the Steamers dugout, and it deflects off Coach Hill, coaching third base. He's going to walk it off, shake off his left arm, and reassume his position. That's what you always want to see from your leader. And he gets right back into the same spot. Chase Bruno down in the count 1-2. Bases loaded here in the second. Pitch. Outside for a ball, 2-2. Steamers have already brought one across here in the second. Plenty of opportunity to do more damage. Their most effective hitter up to the plate. The 2-2 pitch. In the dirt. Full count now to Bruno. Steamers have walked in a few runs with the bases loaded this season. Bruno's certainly not afraid to take a ball. Three and two the count. Here's the pitch to Bruno. Swung on, hit high out to center field. Scipio and Hahn move into right center. Scipio's got it. Tagging from third and scoring is Paulson. Moving from second to third is Beebe. Stevens will go from first to second. The Steamers bring another one home, and they've got two in scoring position with 2 outs on the sac fly from Chase Bruno. It's the second run Bruno's brought home tonight, and the Steamers extend the lead. It's 3-1. Tanner Thatch up to the plate. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Takes it up high for a ball, 1-0. Thatch popped out on a 3-0 pitch in his first at bat. Up and into Thatch, 2-0. Thatch right behind Chase Bruno, hitting .419 in his 9 games with the Steamers. He lets that one come across for a called strike, 2-1. Andrzejczyk's now allowed more runs in this game than he had in his first 10 innings of the season, as that one's outside to Thatch, 3-1. Andrzejczyk had only allowed 2 earned runs through 4 games and 10 innings before tonight. Thatch lets that one come across, 3-2. A lot of off speed from Andrzejczyk, as a lot of these just floating right in. Steamers trying to adjust with the timing. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Thatch waits on it, pops it up third base side again. Shallow left field. Choi moving in, Melnick moving out, and it drops, and it's a foul ball. It dropped just beyond that left field line with Melnick and Choi both sliding down to try and make the catch. It dropped, but less than a foot into foul territory. Thatch will do it again at 3-2. It's Jared Beebe down at third, who knocked in the first run of this inning with an RBI double. Bryce Stevens down at second, who walked. The 3-2 pitch to Thatch. He'll swing and pop it up, foul, third base side over the Steamers' dugout and out of play. We'll do it again at 3-2. Thatch in minimal games, he's still third best on the Steamers and runs batted in with 5. He's got an opportunity here. He'll take it in the dirt, ball 4. It gets away from the catcher. Beebe's coming home, and he is safe. It got away from Bailey, went all the way to the backstop, and Jared Beebe comes home to score. Bryce Stevens moves to third. The Steamers extend the lead. It is 4-1 Edenton. That walk the first time Thatch has reached tonight. And that'll bring Jeremiah Boyd up to the plate with runners on the corners. Steamers 2 hits in the inning, 3 walks in the inning. Andrzejczyk's first pitch inside to Boyd, 1-0. Those 3 walks and 2 hits in the second inning have resulted in 3 Steamer runs to get out to a 4-1 lead. One-0 pitch up high, 2-0. Steamers only put up 2 runs the last time these teams faced off. It was an 8-2 Knights victory here at historic Hicks Field. The Steamers playing the front runners tonight. That one floats in there for a called strike. 2-1 to Jeremiah Boyd. Boyd in the designated hitter spot tonight for the Steamers, grounded out his first time up. Two-one pitch. Inside to Boyd, 3-1 the count. Steamers have been much more patient here in this second inning. They've walked 3 times against Kyle Andrazik. Andrazik had only issued 2 walks coming into tonight. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Boyd will ground that one third base side through the hole into left field for a base hit. Stevens will come home to score. Thatch moves over to second. It's the 4th run of the inning for the Steamers. It's a 5-1 lead. It's an RBI single for Jeremiah Boyd. And a big 2-out hit. Puts the Clams ahead by 4 with Houston Wright coming to the plate. Now head coach Chuck Slaughter will have a conversation with his pitcher, having his roughest outing of the young season. The Knights only had to use 2 pitchers back on June 8th here at Historic Kicks Field. It was a pretty dominant performance from the Knights pitching staff. Joey Rodriguez and Henry Sura were the 2 that went the length of that game. A long conversation is wrapped up as the home plate umpire heads out to slow things down. Some action in the Knights bullpen already. Steamers still have 2 on with 2 outs here in the second. They've brought 4 across in the inning as Houston Wright will come to the plate. The pitch. Wright fouls it straight back into the netting, 0-1. Wright grounded out his first time up. Once again, still looking for his first hit of the season against the Greenbrier Knights. Oh, 0-1's inside to Wright, 1-1 the count. Houston Wright, he's second on the team in runs batted in. He's got 6 this season. He's got a runner out in scoring position with 2 outs. 1-1 pitch. Right, it's in the dirt. Moving from second to third is Tanner Thatch, and moving up from first to second is Jeremiah Boyd. Steamers have taken the extra base this entire inning, and now 2 in scoring position for Houston Wright. He's out ahead, 2-1. Pitch. Wright pops it up, shallow center field. Scipio gets under it, and he'll make the catch. The Steamers strand 2 to end the inning, but they put 4 across here in the bottom of the second. The Steamers out to a 5-1 lead over the Greenbrier Knights. Hello and welcome back to Historic Kicks Field for this broadcast of Steamers Baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. I'm Luke Milai. We're into the top half of the third. The Steamers out ahead 5-1 thanks to a 4-run second inning. Quincy Scipio back to the plate for the Knights as he'll let that one come across for a called strike. The count's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled off third base side. 0-2 the count to Scipio. Scipio led things off for the Knights tonight. He reached on an infield single. One of 3 hits for Greenbrier this evening. 0-2 pitch grounded over to third. Beebe's got it, moving to his left. Throw to first is high. Great job by Wright staying on the bag for the first out of the inning. Houston Wright, all 6'3" of them, had to go up to get that one for the first out here in the third. Andy Choi up to the plate. He'll take inside for a ball, 1-0. Choi grounded out his first time up. He'll swing through that one. 1-1 the count. Gibson's ready to pitch. Swung on line, down the line. It's a fair ball. Final slide to cut it off before it gets to the corner. He bobbled it. Choi hustling into second. He's there with a stand-up double. Andy Choi's now doubled in each of the games against the Steamers this season, and he's aboard with 1 out. So that'll bring Andrea Daltrey up to the plate. Time is called as Gibson will step off. Daltrey walked his first time up. That one is lined on one hop, handled by Beebe. He'll throw over to first. It's dug out by Wright for out number 2. And Beebe initially looked Choi to try and look him back to the base. Choi didn't go too far, and on the throw, Choi advances from second to third. Another nice defensive play by Houston Wright over at first to dig that one out. And there's 2 outs here in the third. That'll bring Warren Bailey up to the plate. He's knocked in the only run of the night for the Knights. That one's up high for a ball, 1-0. Daltrey, or Bailey, pardon me, doubled down the left field line to score Greenbrier's only run and bring home Quincy Scipio. That one he's out in front, fouls it straight back. 1-1 the count. It's a 1-1 count. Gibson from the stretch. That pitch is in there for a called strike, 1-2. Gibson a long stare in on Bailey. Comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away by Bailey. We'll do it again at 1-2. The Knights stranded a runner out at second to end the second inning. Gibson trying to do the same and have Greenbrier strand another runner in scoring position. It's Andy Choi over at third. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled right side, now to play by Bailey. We'll do it again at 1-2. Warren Bailey came into tonight hitting .308 over 7 games. He added his 5th RBI of the season with that double back in the first. his 4th extra base hit of the season. That one's in the dirt, handled by Kermode. The count evens up 2-2 to Bailey. Blake Gibson trying to get through his 3rd inning of work. It's been the length of 2 of his 3 starts to begin this season. Went 3 innings against Clayton to begin the season. Went 6 against Tarboro in start number 2. Swung on, fouled, first base side and out of play again. A nice at bat here from Warren Bailey. Gibson's 3rd start of the year. He also went 3 innings against the Norfolk Redbirds. All 4 of the runs he allowed were unearned in a 4-0 loss. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Bailey strikes out to end the inning. It's the 2nd strikeout of the night for Blake Gibson. The Knights strand a runner over at 3rd. We'll head to the bottom half. The Steamers out ahead 5-1. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field here for the bottom half of the 3rd. The Steamers out ahead 5-1. And there's a pitching change for the Greenbrier Knights as Dylan Bowen will come into the game on the mound. Coming in relief of Kyle Andrazik, who went just 2 innings to start this game, allowed 4 hits, walked 3, and allowed 5 runs. 4 of which came across the plate in the bottom of the 2nd, and for the 2nd straight inning, Nate Paulson will lead things off for the Steamers after they brought 9 to the plate in inning number 2. Paulson the first to face off with Bowen. First pitch is up high for a ball, 1-0. Nate Paulson walked his first time up. Trying to start another rally here in inning number 3. Swung on, fouled, straight back. Count evens up 1-1. This is Bowen's 3rd game on the mound this season. He's pitched 5 2/3 innings. He's yet to allow a run. He's allowed just 4 hits, struck out 7 in those 5 innings. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Outside for a ball, 2-1. Bowen, the last time these teams faced off, he hit in that game. He went 1 for 5 with a double. This time the Steamers seeing him on the mound for the first time. 2-1 pitch is outside. 3-1 now the count to Nate Paulson, trying to set the table for the 2nd straight inning. That one misses, ball 4. Another leadoff walk for Nate Paulson. It's the 4th walk from Knights pitching tonight. That'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate. Maybe just some trouble finding control. Andrzejczyk had only walked 2 hitters coming into tonight. He walked 3 Steamers in that second inning. Bowen's only walked 2 hitters coming into tonight. He walks the first batter he faces. First pitch to Kermode. Comes across for a called strike, 0-1. Case Kermode poked an infield hit his first time up. Catching for the 2nd straight game for the Steamers. Paulson a short lead off first. Bowen from the stretch. Swung on, popped up. Shallow center field. Scipio moving in from center. He's under it, and he'll make the catch for the first out here in the 3rd. Paulson retreats back to first as Jared Beebe will come to the plate. Beebe smashed an RBI double off the wall in left field to bring home Paulson his first time up. Beebe will foul that one first base side and out of play. 0-1 the count to Jared Beebe. The Knights only had to use 2 pitchers when these teams last matched up. They're already on pitcher number 2 here to begin the 3rd. Owens pitch up high off the glove of Bailey, and it'll allow Paulson to move from first to second. A number of wild pitches and pass balls in the 2nd inning. The Steamers haven't taken that extra 90 feet every time. Jared Beebe even scored a run on a ball that went to the backstop. And he's even in the count, 1-1. The pitch. Up and into Beebe, 2-1 the count. Beebe's coming off a game where he went 1 for 4 against the Clayton Clovers. He only reached once in that game. He's looking to reach for the 2nd time tonight already. 2-1 pitch, he'll swing and foul it straight back and out of play. Count evens up 2-2 to tonight's 3rd baseman for the Steamers. Once again, Beebe didn't bat it against the Knights when these teams last matched up. He pitched that night. 1 1/3 inning. Two-two pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The first strikeout for Dylan Bowen, and it's out number 2 here in the 3rd. That'll bring Bryce Stevens up to the plate with Nate Paulson down at second. 2 outs here in the 3rd. Steamers put 1 on the board in the 1st and 4 in the 2nd. First pitch in the dirt. Nice stop by Bailey to keep it in front of him. 1-0 the count to Stevens. Stevens walked back in his first at-bat. 1 of 3 walks by the Knights in that 2nd inning. No pitches outside for a ball. 2-0 now to Stevens. Stevens has knocked in a few runs this season. He's hitting 167. He's got a runner out in scoring position with 2 outs. He'll take that one down low. It gets by Bailey, and moving from 2nd to 3rd is Paulson. Steamers just taking extra bases left and right. As the count moves to 3-0 to Bryce Stevens, as Paulson's just 90 feet away. We saw Tanner Thatch swing 3-0 in his at-bat. Stevens ahead 3-0 now. Stevens takes up high, ball 4. The 2nd time Stevens has walked tonight. and it puts runners at the corners for Adam Fine. Fine struck out looking his first time up, but he's got runners at the corners. Here with 2 outs, a big opportunity to make up for it. Up high to Fine, 1-0. That walked the 4th of the night for the Steamers. They've also got 4 hits. Adam Fine trying to put the Steamers on the board for the 3rd straight inning. Yeah, that one bounced well before the plate. Nice stop by Bailey. Heading down to second is Stevens, and coming home to score is Paulson. That'll extend the lead. It is 6-1. With Stevens now down at second. That one bounced about 3 feet before home plate. Bailey was able to keep it in front of him, but not close enough as Stevens took second. The throw all the way down allowed Paulson to come home. That one's taken for a called strike. To Adam Fine, 2-1 the count. 2-1 pitch outside. 3-1 now the count to Fine. Fine went 1 for 4 in the Steamers' last game against the Clovers. Didn't play the last time these teams matched up. Wasn't down here at Edenton yet. He'll take that one outside. Ball 4. Fine is aboard. It's the first time he's reached tonight. It's the 3rd walk of the inning for the Knights. 3 walks in each the 2nd and 3rd innings for Knights pitching. 6 total walks in the game for the Steamers to go with 4 hits. And that'll bring up Chase Bruno. Bruno's had a good start to his night. He's brought home 2 of the 6 runs the Steamers have scored. He led the 1st inning off with a solo home run and had a sacrifice fly back in inning number 2. Steamers scored 1 in the 1st, 4 in the 2nd. They've now added another here in the 3rd with Chase Bruno looking to do more damage. The earlier home run, Chase Bruno extended his hitting streak to 14 games. He's got a hit in every game this season. That one's outside for a ball. Bruno out ahead 1-0. Once again, Bowen had only walked 2 hitters coming into tonight through the 5 2/3 innings he's pitched. He's already walked 3 in the inning. Up high to Bruno, 2-0. Not a lot of control from Knights pitching through the first 3 innings. Trying not to let this game get away, and the Steamers trying to put up a boatload of runs for the 3rd time in 4 games. Bruno swinging 2-0, fouls it back, 2-1. It's Bryce Stevens down at second, who walked, and Adam Fine over at first, who also walked. Bowen's ready from the stretch, the pitch. Bruno swings and misses, 2-2 the count. Bruno's up to a team high 11 runs batted in with the home run and sac fly tonight. Can add on to that total with a runner in scoring position here. Stevens is off and running. Bruno floats that one out towards center. Scipio moving in. He's under it, and he'll make the catch. The Steamers strand 2, but they add another run here in the 3rd. It is 6-1 Steamers as we head to the 4th. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are out ahead 6-1. Here as we begin the fourth. Burton Hahn will lead things off for the Knights. Steamers lost 8-2 the last time these teams met up, as Hahn sends that one high in the air to left field. Moving back is fine. He's got room on the track, and he'll make the catch. Just a few steps in front of the warning track. A long out number one here in the fourth. Blake Gibson's out for his fourth inning of work, his second longest start of the season. And one pitch, one out to begin the fourth inning. Gibson floats that one in for a called strike, 0-1. Song designated hitting tonight for the Knights. Gibson's ready to go. Swing and a miss. Song was taking his time to get set, but he was in the box, and Gibson went ahead. He's out ahead 0-2. A called strike three for out number two. The third strikeout of the game for Blake Gibson, and a quick 2 outs to begin the fourth. Song hasn't looked too comfortable in either of his first 2 at-bats. That'll bring Tristan Hensley up to the plate. First pitch to Hensley's inside for a ball, 1-0. Hensley struck out looking his first time up. He'll take that one down low, 2-0. Gibson working at a good pace here to begin this game. Very comfortable tonight. That one's lined into left center field. That'll get down for a hit. Fine comes in to scoop it up. Bobbles for a moment. Hensley took a long turnaround first as the throw to second knocks away, but Hensley will stay at first base with a 2-out single. It's the first time Hensley's reached base tonight, and that'll bring Grant Melnick up to the plate. Melnick over at short tonight for Greenbrier, singled his first time up. Steamers out ahead by 5. Melnick swings, grounds it over to short, handled by Bruno, underhand scoop to second in time. And an easy fourth inning here for Blake Gibson. The Steamers out ahead 6-1 as we head to the bottom half of inning number 4. The Albemarle Area United Way is a nonprofit organization that improves residents' lives in 9 counties throughout northeastern North Carolina. This year, the Steamers have partnered up with the United Way and are looking forward to help raise money for their services. On Friday, July 2nd, the Steamers will be wearing specially themed patriotic jerseys for the game. The jerseys will be auctioned off during the game, and all proceeds will go back to the Albemarle Area United Way. If you would like to have this one-of-a-kind jersey, be sure to be here that night and support a good cause. A huge thank you to H2OBX Water Park for making this night possible for the Albemarle Area United Way. Once again, that game Friday, July 2nd with those patriotic jerseys. Welcome back into historic Hicks Field for this broadcast of Edenton Steamers baseball. Clams out ahead 6-1 against the Greenbrier Knights. A team that beat them 8-2 the last time they met up here at historic Hicks Field. Tanner Thatch leading things off to begin the fourth against Dylan Bowen. Thatch check swing. It's a slow roller in front of the plate. Throw to first from Bailey's in time for out number one. With one out, that'll bring Jeremiah Boyd up to the plate. Singled home run his last time up. Once again in that designated hitter spot for the second straight game. Getting his first at bat against Dylan Bowen tonight. Up and into Boyd for a ball, 1-0. That RBI single, Boyd now up to 5 runs batted in this season. Came into tonight hitting .333. He'll take that one for a called strike. 1-1 the count. We've seen the order start to take shape over the last few games. Chase Bruno's continued to lead off, but it's been Tanner Thatch and Jeremiah Boyd moving up to that second and third spot. That one's inside to Boyd, 2-1. Bruno, Thatch, and Boyd, the three steamers hitting over 300 this season. Boyd will send that one foul on the first base side, now to play. 2-2 the count, now to Jeremiah. Dylan Bowen trying to settle in after walking 3 back in the third inning, and the Steamers brought home another run in that inning. They've scored in all 3 innings tonight. Boyd sends that one into left center field. It'll drop for a base hit. Scipio will cut it off on the backhand. Boyd will round first. He'll stop there. It's the second hit of the night for Jeremiah Boyd, and he's aboard with a 1 out here in the fourth. That'll bring Houston right up to the plate. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Back in the lineup, starting over at first base. After starting as the designated hitter for a good chunk of the opening part of the season. Bowen into the stretch. That one at the feet of Houston right. It gets by him to the backstop. Boyd moves to second. Bailey might have thought it hit Wright's foot. He wasn't quick to go after the ball as Jeremiah Boyd moves from first to second. Not sure how that one avoided Houston Wright. That one's outside to right, 2-0. Wright went 0 for 3 in the Steamers' last game against the Clayton Clovers. Still looking for his first hit of the season against the Knights. He'll swing and miss on a 2-0 pitch in the dirt. Count moves to 2-1. Steamers and the Knights each with 5 hits apiece. It's the Steamers with the 5-run lead thanks to some wild pitches and pass balls and just timely hitting from the Steamers. 2-1 pitch down low, 3-1 now to Wright. Steamers have knocked in 4 of the 6 runs. 2 of them have come home on pass balls. So that one's on the inside corner to Wright. That was a tough call as Wright had to get out of the way. But the count will move to 3-2. With one out here in the fourth. That one's in the dirt, ball 4. Wright works a full count walk, and he's the second man aboard here in the fourth. That's the fourth walk of the game for Bowen, already the 7th walk of the night for Greenbrier. As Nate Paulson will come up to the plate. Paulson has 2 of those 7 walks. He's walked in each of his plate appearances tonight. That one's inside, nearly got him, and it did get him. It got Nate Paulson on either the left arm or hand, and he'll take first. And all of a sudden, the bases are loaded. Paulson's reached for the 3rd time tonight without a hit. So that'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate with the bases loaded, just 1 out here in the 4th. That's the 8th steamer that's reached without getting a hit. The pitch. Kermode takes it. It's in the dirt, stopped by Bailey. 1-0 the count to Kermode. Kermode's 1 for 2 tonight. He had an infield hit back in his first at bat. Kermode swings, grounds it foul, third base side. Off the Steamers dugout. This time, Coach Hill able to handle it after he got nailed on a ball that deflected off the dugout earlier. As the count evens up 1-1. Bowen from the windup. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, stopped again by Bailey, and Kermode out ahead 2-1. A real lack of control here tonight for the Knights, and we're just in inning number 4. Steamers trying to really break this thing open. The 2-1 pitch. Kermode grounds it back towards the middle. Handled by Melnick, flips the second for 1, over to first, in time. A massive double play for the Knights as the Steamers strand the bases loaded. We'll head to the 5th. It's Edenton out ahead by 5, 6-1. Venture Tours is excited to announce the return of their Atlantic City Casino Day trips. You don't have to break your piggy bank to visit Atlantic City for the day. Tickets are $85 and you must be 21 years or older to participate. The trip includes $35 in free slot play at Resorts Casino. These Saturday trips offer exciting escorted trips where you can ride in comfort and luxury. If you're interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit VentureBusTours.com. Venture Tours is the official travel partner of the Steamers for the 2022 season. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field as we're set to begin the top half of the 5th. Blake Gibson out on the mound for his 5th inning of work. Gibson's been solid so far, allowed just 1 run on 5 hits. Only 1 walk for Blake Gibson, and that's been a massive part of this game. 7 walks issued by the Knights. Gibson's only given out 1 free pass. It'll be Nick Arnold leading things off for Greenbrier. The number 9 hitter for the Knights. Getting the start over at third. Gibson's first pitch inside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Gibson had a quick fourth inning. Trying to do the same here in the fifth. That pitch is taken for a ball, 2-0. Gibson's 2-0, swung on and missed for a strike, 2-1. Gibson's worked very quickly on the mound, disrupted a bit there on a dropped ball back to the mound. Arnold grounded out in his only at bat. And he chops that one high to the left side. Kermode tries to run over and keep it fair, drifts foul. That'll even things up at 2-2. After going down 2-0, Gibson's worked back to even the count up. He's ready to go. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Outside for a ball. Count fills up. It's 3-2. The leadoff man hasn't reached for the Knights since back in the first. That one's down low. It's the second time tonight the leadoff man has reached for Greenbrier. It's a leadoff walk for Nick Arnold. First time he's reached base tonight, and we're back to the top of the order for Greenbrier. It's Quincy Scipio up to the plate. Scipio reached on an infield single his first time up, grounded out in his last at bat. That one outside in the dirt. Nice stop from Kermode. The count's 1-0 to Scipio. Scipio comes into tonight hitting .391 through 7 games for the Knights. That one's down low again, 2-0. Now to Scipio. The Knights trying to start something here in the fourth. They scored a run back in the first inning. Haven't threatened too much since. Blake Gibson's been very solid tonight. And he'll check over at first on Arnold, who dives back in safely. For the Steamers, it's not really a waste of a throw over there. They've picked off 4 runners on the base paths this season. He'll try it again, right, gets a quick tag down, but Arnold in head first. Steamers once again looking for their first 4-game winning streak of the season. They've won 3 in a row for the 3rd time this year. That one just misses to Scipio. 3-0 the count. Trying to improve to 6-4 in PCL play, taking on the first place Greenbrier Knights, who sit at 3-1. That one's in for a called strike. 3-1 the count. Once again, the Knights haven't lost since their first game of the season. They started their current 6-game winning streak right here at historic Hicks Field 12 days ago. Gibson will check over at first again on Arnold, who's back in. Gibson's ready from the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on, chopped over to third. Beebe goes to second for 1. The throw over to first. Not in time. The Steamers get 1, but Quincy Scipio hustles it out to reach on a fielder's choice, and there's 1 away here in the 5th. That'll bring Andy Choi up to the plate. And they'll throw over again, this time on Scipio. As it's Andy Choi up to the plate. He doubled in his last at bat. He was eventually stranded over at third, as Gibson again will check on Scipio over at first. That one's in there for a called strike. 0-1 now to Choi. It's not a waste for the Steamers and Blake Gibson to check over there at first. They've had 19 bases stolen on them this season. That pitch, Choi able to lay off, and count evens up at 1-1. Gibson's only had 2 of those 19 bases stolen on him. Does a good job of checking on over at first. That one swung on, crushed out to left field. Fine moving back towards the wall, and it's up against the wall. Fine gets it in quickly, and he's able to hold the runners at first and second. Nicely played by Adam Fine on a ball that went up against the wall. It's a long single for Andy Choi, and it puts runners at first and second now with 1 out here in the 5th. It's the second ball Choi's hit to the wall in this game. So it's Quincy Scipio down at second, Andy Choi over at first. It's Andrea Daltrey up to the plate. The top of the order doing some damage, or attempting to, for the Knights. That one misses for a ball, 1-0 to Daltrey. Daltrey's reached once in 2 plate appearances tonight. He walked his first time up. 1-0 pitch, he'll sky that one out to center. Paulson ranges in, he's under it, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. With 2 down here in the 5th, that'll bring Warren Bailey up to the plate. Bailey's knocked in the only run of the evening for Greenbrier, an RBI double back in the 1st. First pitch taken outside. Kermode slides to his right to stop it. 1-0 the count now to Bailey. Bailey did strike out swinging his last time up with a runner down at third. Steamers and Blake Gibson trying to strand more runners for the Knights. Pitch taken for a called strike. 1-1 the count. The only run Gibson's allowed was back in the 1st. He's gone 3 scoreless innings since, trying to make it a 4th. That one's grounded over to short. Bruno stays down, flips to second for the final out of the inning. Blake Gibson has gone 5 innings, allowed just 1 run as the Knights strand 2 more runners. We'll head to the bottom half of the 5th. It's Edenton 6, Greenbrier 1. Edenton IT has all your repair needs. Another cracked phone screen, they've seen it. A computer virus has taken over, they've battled it. Password recovery needed, they've got you. Time for a software update, hand it over. In dire need of family filtering? Well, every family needs that. Call Edenton IT at 252-573-4591. That's 252-573-4591, or visit them online at edentonit.com. No one likes to strike out by missing a Zoom call, losing data, having slow software, or a broken computer. Call Edenton IT at 252-573-4591 for all your computer service needs. They're located at 203 South Broad Street in downtown Edenton. Hello and welcome back to Historic Kicks Field here for the bottom half of the fifth. The Edenton Steamers have brought it to the Greenbrier Knights tonight. They've scored in 3 different innings, including a 4-run second inning. Jared Beebe will lead things off here to begin the fifth. And he'll take that one for a called ball, 1-0. Beebe had an RBI double his first time up. One-0 pitch is skied out to left. Trying to move under it is Arnold, the third baseman. He lost it. None of the Knights know where it is. And it drops foul. Arnold at third, Melnick at short, and Choi in left all put their hands up, signaling that they didn't know where it was, and then they put their hands over their heads to try and protect themselves. As eventually that ball had to come down, nobody quite knew where it was, and the third base umpire was able to safely deem it a foul ball. As Jared Beebe will return to the plate in a 1-1 count against Dylan Bowen, out for his third inning for the Knights. That one's off the left shoulder of Beebe. The second Steamer hit by a pitch tonight. And the leadoff man is aboard again for Edenton. It's the second time Jared Beebe's reached base tonight, and that'll bring Bryce Stevens up to the plate. Stevens has walked in each of his plate appearances so far. He takes that one up high for a ball, 1-0. Stevens getting the start over at second tonight. He'll swing through that one. Count evens up, 1-1. Bryce Stevens, a two-way guy out of Enterprise State Community College, as mentioned earlier, pitched against the Knights when these teams last matched up. He went 5 innings. He'll take that one up high, 2-1. In his spring season, he hit .354 while pitching in 7 games, so he was pretty good on both sides here in Edenton. He's pitched in 3 games and is hitting .167 at the plate. That one inside nearly got him at the feet. Count moves to 3-1 to Stevens. Bowen's already walked 4 batters tonight. He's also hit 2 more with a pitch. It's been 7 walks and 2 hit batters for Knights pitching this evening. 3-1 pitch comes across for a called strike. Count fills up at 3-2. Bit of throwing going on down there in the bullpen for the Knights. Bowen's ready from the stretch. The 3-2 pitch down low, ball 4. It's the 3rd walk of the game for Bryce Stevens. And the Steamers again, threatening early, 2 on, nobody out here to begin the 5th. That'll bring Hunter Cole up to the plate, batting in place of Adam Fine. Fine had struck out and walked in each of his 2 plate appearances, and Hunter Cole, it's his first time up tonight, pinch hitting for Fine. Cole swings through the first pitch he sees. Count moves to 0-1. Hunter Cole had a pair of at-bats the last time these teams met up. He went 0 for 2. That one down low, 1-1 the count to Cole. Coming off a game against the Clovers, he only had 1 at-bat. He knocked in a run. Got an opportunity here with a runner down at second and nobody out. Cole shows bunt, pops it up to third. It's caught by Arnold. He'll throw back to second for two. Over to first as they nearly able to convert what would have been a triple play on a popped up bunt from Hunter Cole. So it's Jared Beebe who gets picked off back at second. Bryce Stevens able to dive back into first, and all of a sudden there's 2 outs and just 1 on for Chase Bruno. Looked like the runners were taken off as Cole tried to lay down a bunt. It results in a double play here with 2 outs in the 5th. Bruno takes for a called strike. It's the second straight inning now that the Knights have whipped up a double play with the Steamers threatening. Chase Bruno's knocked in a pair of runs today, a solo home run and a sac fly. That one's in the dirt, stopped by Bailey. Stevens holds it first. Count evens up at 1-1. Bruno flew out in his last at bat with the bases loaded. Trying to keep things moving here with 2 outs. He'll lay off that one outside in the dirt. 2-1 now to Bruno. Bruno had a good season at this spring at Montreat College. He hit .355. He's hitting even better through 14 games in Edenton at .426. So foul that one first base side, high and out of play. Count evens up 2-2. It's Bryce Stevens over at first. He walked. Bruno will try and move things along here in the 5th. Bruno fouls it off. He lost his bat on the swing. He got enough of the ball to keep the count even at 2-2. His bat went flying back towards the Steamers dugout, and he's going to switch it out. It's a firm backstop here to Stuart Hicks Field, and looks like that's what the bat went straight off of. So Bruno heads over to the dugout, maybe with the same bat, but trying to add a little bit to the grip. The count sits at 2-2 with Stevens over at first. We'll do it again as Bowen is ready in the stretch. Takes a peek over at Stevens. Now he'll throw over there, and he's back in safely. No action right now in the Knights bullpen as Bowen's tried to settle in here. Bruno fouls off another 2-strike pitch. He'll stay alive and keep things even. Dylan Bowen came in relief of Kyle Andrazik, who went 2 innings, allowed 4 hits, walked 3 as the Steamers scored 5 runs against Andrazik over the first 2 innings of this ball game. That one's outside again. Bailey is to go way to his right to stop it. The count fills up on Bruno. It's 3-2. A nice at bat here from the leadoff man. Bryce Stevens will be off and running on the pitch. It's 3-2, 2 outs here in the 5th. Bowen will take a peek over at Stevens. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air, shallow centered right at the back of the infield. Melnick moving back, he's under it, and he'll make the catch. That'll wrap up the 5th inning here at historic Hicks Field. The Steamers still out ahead by 5. It's 6-1 Edenton. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are out ahead of the Greenbrier Knights 6-1. And Edenton's made pitching change number 1 tonight as Jack Van Doren comes into the game for Blake Gibson. A solid night for Gibson. 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, walked 2, but only gave up 1 run. Swing and a miss there from Hahn to lead off the inning. He's down 0-1. It's Van Doren's 3rd appearance of the season for the Steamers. He's gone 5 innings so far, allowed just 1 run and struck out 5. A left-hander from Long Island University. His pitch is inside and in the dirt, 1-1 the count. Van Doren, a tall presence on this roster, the 2nd tallest Steamer, standing at 6'4". That one's in there for a called strike. 1-2 to Hahn. Hahn's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out and flown out. Swung on foul, third base side, out of play. We'll do it again at 1-2. The only Steamer taller than Van Doren is Cameron Lewis at 6'5". That one's inside for a ball, 2-2. Van Doren's ready from the windup. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, first base side. Right sprinting back down the line. Moving from second is Stevens, and he makes a running catch in foul territory. Stevens ran in right behind Houston Wright. Had to turn back a bit, and he was able to make the catch for the first out here in the 6th. Dominic Proctor into the game now, hitting for MJ Song. Song had been 0 for 2 tonight. It's Proctor's first at bat. The last time these teams matched up, he had 4 at bats. He went 2 for 4 in that game. First pitch to Proctor's outside for a ball, 1-0. Proctor in 6 games, he's hitting .571 this season. He'll swing through that one. Count evens up at 1-1. Proctor hitting .571. He's on base percentage is .650. One pitch is swung through for strike 2. 1-2 the count. Proctor out of Bryan and Stratton College, trying to get something started for the Knights. Trailing by 5 here in the 6th. Swung on and fouled away. First base side and out of play. We'll do it again at 1-2. Jack Van Doren didn't see the Knights in the first matchup, wasn't yet with the team. His 1-2 pitch. Up high for a ball, 2-2 to Proctor. This is Van Doren's 3rd appearance. In his last appearance, he went 4 innings as a starter against Tarboro, gave up 3 hits, just 1 earned run. 2-2 pitch. Down low, count fills up, 3-2, a nice at bat. Here from the pinch hitter, Dominic Proctor. As Jack Van Doren tries to pick things up where Blake Gibson left off. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Up high, ball 4. A nice walk worked by Dominic Proctor. He's the first man aboard here in the 6th. That'll bring Sean Hahn up to the plate. Hahn now pinch hitting for Tristan Hensley. As head coach Chuck Slaughter just looking for any infusion of offense for his team. Couple of pinch hitters as that one's fouled away by Hahn, 0-1. Dominic Proctor came in to hit for MJ Song. He walked, and now it's Sean Hahn in for Tristan Hensley. Hensley had been 1 for 2 tonight. It'll be Hahn stepping in as Van Doren, a quick pickoff move over to first. Back in safely as Proctor. The Knights have out-hit the Steamers tonight. They've got 6 compared to the Clams 5, but a stark difference in the run department. 6-1 lead for Edenton. Check swing. They say he went around. 0-2 now the count to Sean Hahn. Hahn yet to have a hit this season. He's 0 for 7 in the 3 games he's appeared in. Van Doren will throw over again. Back in easily as Proctor. Van Doren's ready from the stretch. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled, straight back. We'll do it again at 0-2. The Knights only 1 run so far through 5 innings in the first part of the 6th. This is a team that through their first 7 games, they've scored 8 or more runs 5 times. One of those being here at historic Hicks Field and an 8-2 win. But Blake Gibson did a great job through the first 5 innings. Jack Van Doren trying to keep it moving. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. First strikeout of the game for Van Doren, and that's out number 2 here in the 6th. Grant Melnick up to the plate now for the Knights. He's 1 for 2 today. Grounded out his last time up. He's got Dominic Proctor over at first, who walked against Jack Van Doren. First pitch taken for a called strike, 0-1. Now to Melnick. That single back in the 2nd inning for Melnick was his first hit of the season for the Knights. Looking to add on to that total here with 2 outs in the 6th. 0-1 is sent high out towards center field. Paulson moves back. He's under it. He'll make the catch. A quick inning of work for Jack Van Doren as we'll head to the bottom half of the 6th. The Knights strand another runner over at first. It's the Steamers out ahead, 6-1. The Edenton Steamers are the greatest show in town. How can we make that any better? Throw in some fireworks. We have 2 fireworks shows scheduled for this summer. You can catch these shows on Saturday, July 2nd and Saturday, July 30th. Mark your calendars and we will see you at the ballpark. Jackson Hipp will lead things off for the Steamers here to begin the 6th. Hipp now hitting for Tanner Thatch, who had been 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. He'll face Dylan Bowen, trying to make it through his 4th inning in relief of Kyle Andrazik, who started this game. Thank you to everyone joining me tonight. I'm Luke Mealy on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching as the Steamers are out ahead 6-1 as Jackson Hipp takes one up high. He leads off and takes a pitch up near the head, and he'll get over to first base. It's the 3rd hit batter of the game from Knights pitching. And that'll bring Jeremiah Boyd up to the plate with Hipp over at first. Boyd's had a good night tonight. He's 2 for 3, including an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. He'll take that one down low for a ball. 1-0 to Boyd. Boyd came into this one hitting .333, only building that average with his performance so far tonight. 1-0 the count with Hipp over at first. The pitch. Boyd waits on it, leaves it up high. 2-0 the count. Throw over on Hipp. He's back in head first and safe. I mentioned the Steamers have been out hit by the Knights 6-5, but it's really the free passes that have put the Steamers way ahead. So that one's in for a called strike. 7 walks and 3 hit batters for Knights pitching. So 10 Steamers have reached without recording a hit. Include a couple of pass balls and wild pitches, allowing the Steamers to move around. It's resulted in this 5-run lead. That one's on the outside corner to Boyd. That was a bit of a surprise to Jeremiah. That'll even things up at 2-2. To tonight's designated hitter for the Steamers, Jeremiah Boyd. Bowen peeks over at first. 2-2 pitch. Looks near the same spot. It's called outside. 3-2. The count to Jeremiah Boyd. A keen eye there from Boyd to take a pitch like that with 2 strikes. Counts full with Hipp over at first. Pitch. And a called strike 3. 3 pitches around the same area, a couple different calls, and Jeremiah Boyd strikes out looking. It's the 2nd strikeout of the game for Dylan Bowen, and it's out number 1 here in the 6th. Houston Wright up to the plate now for the Steamers, 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Wright lines that one on a hop into right field for a base hit. Hipp rounding second, he'll stop there, and Houston Wright is aboard for the 2nd time tonight. It's his first hit of the evening. And the Steamers have 2 on with 1 out here in the 6th. Up for the 4th time tonight is Nate Paulson. He's reached in all 3 plate appearances without a hit. He's walked twice and was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. We'll see if he gets a chance to swing the bat here as the first pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1. Jackson Hipp down at second, who was hit by a pitch, pinch hitting for Tanner Thatch, and Houston right over at first, who singled. The 0-1 pitch. Paulson leaves it in the dirt for a ball, 1-1. No action up in the Knights bullpen. Dylan Bowen into his fourth inning of relief. They may look to stretch him out. It's a Knights team that only used 2 pitchers the last time these teams met. Paulson sends that one high out to left center field. Scipio moves back, running towards the wall, and it's up against the wall. Hips around third. He'll come in to score standing. Wright moves over to third. It's an RBI double for Nate Paulson, the 4th time he's reached tonight. His first hit, and the Steamers are out ahead 7-1. It's the second double of the season for Paulson. Now there's 2 in scoring position for the Steamers. Case Kermode to the plate. He'll leave that one outside for a ball, 1-0. Kermode 1 for 3 tonight, grounded into an inning-ending double play with the bases loaded his last time up. Kermode lets it come across for a called strike, 1-1. He reached on an infield hit back in the second inning, eventually came around to score on a Chase Bruno sac fly. He'll swing and foul that one first base side, back and out of play, 1-2 the count. Kermode starting behind the plate tonight for Edenton. Both catchers in the lineup. It's Jeremiah Boyd designated hitting with Kermode behind the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for out number 2. The 3rd strikeout for Bowen, and it's out number 2 in the 6th. That'll bring Jared Beebe up to the plate. He's reached a pair of times tonight. He's 1 for 2 with a double, and he was also hit by a pitch. Beebe swings at the first pitch he sees and lines it into left field. It'll drop for a hit. Wright comes home to score. Paulson's held at third. The ball gets away, and Beebe will move into second. On the throw home, Bailey was unable to handle it cleanly. It's an RBI single for Jared Beebe. Runners remain at second and third. It's now 8-1 Edenton.
Second baseman of Ohio State, number 2, Bryce Stevens.
It's the second run knocked in tonight for Jared Beebe. And that'll bring Bryce Stevens up to the plate. And like Nate Paulson, he's reached his first 3 plate appearances without recording a hit. Bryce Stevens walked all 3 times tonight, hitting 8th for the Steamers and playing second base. That one well before the plate in the dirt, 2-0 the count. It's Nate Paulson over at third. He doubled in a run, and Jared Beebe down at second, who singled in a run. Stevens, it's outside in the dirt. It gets away from Bailey, but Paulson will hold at third. The count's now 3-0 to Bryce Stevens, who's a pitch away from walking for the 4th time tonight. 3-0 pitch. Up high, ball 4, and Bryce Stevens has worked his 4th walk of the night. And with 2 outs here in the 6th, Hunter Cole set to come to the plate, and there will be a meeting out at the mound for Chuck Slaughter and his pitcher. It's the 8th walk of the night, issued by Greenbrier pitching, 3 from Kyle Andrzejczyk, who started this game, and now 5 from Dylan Bowen. There's no one up in the bullpen for the Knights, and there hasn't been for the last few innings. So we'll see if they let Bowen try and work through another jam. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 6th. Steamers already ahead 8-1. They've put 2 on the board in the 6th. As the Clams are looking for their first 4-game winning streak of the season. Once again, they've hit the 3-game winning streak mark 3 different times, this being the 3rd, but they've never been able to get to that 4th. They're also 0-2 coming off an off day, but they look refreshed and recharged tonight. Hunter Cole takes that one down low for a ball, 1-0. Cole came into the game for Adam Fine out in the left. He popped out in his only at bat. Cole lines that one towards second, under the glove of Hensley. Paulson comes home, coming around third is Beebe. He slides, and he is safe. A 2-run single for Hunter Cole gives the Steamers a 10 spot. It is now 10-1. A hard hit ball that got by Hensley. It moves Bryce Stevens over to third, Cole into first, as Chase Bruno will come up to the plate. That's 4 runs that have come across here in the 6th. As that one bounces well before the plate is stopped by Bailey. 1-0 the count to Chase Bruno. It's the second 4-run inning of the night for the Steamers, who put up 4 back in the 2nd inning. Bruno swings and pops it up in the infield. Moving over from short is Melnick, and he'll come in to make the catch. The Steamers bring 4 across here in the 6th. They're out ahead by 9. It is 10-1 Edenton as we head to the 7th. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers have put up double digits for the third time in 4 games. Jack Van Doren back on the mound for the Steamers for his second inning out of the pen. He's behind Nick Arnold, 1-0. That one up and away to Arnold, 2-0. Paulson hitting ninth for the Knights tonight. He's reached base in one of his plate appearances, walked his last time up. That one's down low, 3-0 the count. Now to Nick Arnold. As the Knights now do have some throwing going on down in the pen. Dylan Bowen and Kyle Andrazik have given up 5 runs apiece for the Knights. That one's across for a called strike, 3-1 the count. Jack Van Doren came in relief of Blake Gibson, who went the first 5 tonight. That one's way outside, ball 4. And Nick Arnold works a leadoff walk here to begin the 7th. We've got another pinch hitter for the Knights. It's Blake Herman into the game now for Quincy Scipio. His first time at the plate tonight. He's been out in the field last inning for Greenbrier. Herman hitting .350 through 6 games this season. He'll swing and foul that one into the glove of Kermode, 0-2. Herman's got a couple of extra base hits this season. He's knocked in 4 runs. Inserted and getting his first at bat here in the 7th. The 0-2 pitch. And it got him near the hands. It looked like off the knob of the bat. Count will remain 0-2. Didn't move his hands out of the way, and the ball kind of hit the bat as opposed to the other way around. Herman will take a couple steps away and take a couple of moments. As mentioned, Blake Gibson with the first 5 tonight, allowed 6 hits, walked a pair, and only 1 run came across, and now they're going to give Herman first base. You don't see that very often after a long break as Ashton Roy's out to talk to the home plate umpire. Sounded like it might have been off the knob of the bat. And after about 20 or 30 seconds of discussing it, they award Herman first. The first 2 hitters have now reached for Greenbriers. Now Justin Hill out to discuss with the home plate umpire. It's really one of the first times this season we've seen the Steamers coaching staff come out to chat with an umpire on a call they disagreed with. That'll bring Luke Waters up to the plate. In for Andy Choi. It's his first at-bat of the night. He'll swing and chop that one to the right side. Stevens sprinting in. He's not going to have enough time for a play. A soft infield single for Luke Waters. And all of a sudden, the first 3 are aboard for the Knights here in the 7th. It is a 10-1 lead for the Steamers to begin the inning. Swung on, popped up foul, straight back by Daltrey. 0-1 the count. 2 hitters in this inning, getting their first at-bats of the game against Jack Van Doren. All 3 have reached. That one's in the dirt. It's stopped by Kermo, drifts to the right. Didn't quite know where the ball was, but Arnold holds over at third. The count evens up 1-1. So it's Nick Arnold at third, who led off the inning with a walk. Blake Herman at second followed him, who was hit by a pitch. And Luke Waters at first with a soft infield single to the right side. That brings Andrea Daltrey to the plate, and he sends that one high out towards right field, down the line, moving over his hip. That one's going to drop foul. That was a close one, just like we saw for the Steamers earlier in this game. Dropped almost right at the corner in front of the 298 sign down the right field line. Boy, that was close. And from here, it looked like a fair ball, but it's quickly called foul by the first base umpire. And the count moves to 1-2 on a long foul ball from Andrea Daltrey. With the bases loaded, that would have been a big swing for the Knights. The 1-2 pitch from Van Doren. Outside, 2-2. Steamers have made changes all around the diamond, and Jack Van Doren, one of them, trying to get the first out of the inning. A called strike 3 on the inside corner. A big first out for Jack Van Doren. It's his second strikeout of the game. And it's out number 1 here in the 7th. As Warren Bailey will come up to the plate. Bailey knocked in the only run of the night for Greenbrier with a double back in the first. He swings through the first pitch from Van Doren, and count moves to 0-1. Bailey's knocked in 5 runs with that double. He's got an opportunity for more with the bases loaded, just 1 out. Swings and fouls that one straight back into the netting, 0-2. Jack Van Doren quickly out ahead of Bailey. Bailey's been retired. His 2 at-bats since that double. He's 1 for 3 today. A long stare in from Van Doren, and he'll step off. He's only allowed 1 run this season in 2 appearances, trying to keep it that way here. The 0-2 pitch. Hit high, first base side foul territory, right ranging towards the fence. He's got room, and he's able to make the catch. Tagging from third is Arnold. He'll come in to score. So sac fly for Warren Bailey, and it's now 10-2. Bailey's now brought in both runs for the Knights tonight, and he makes it an 8-run ball game. It's Max Lucas coming up to the plate now. It's his first at bat of the night in the spot of Burton Hahn. Got 2 runners on, 2 outs. First pitch is outside. 1-0 to Lucas. He's got Blake Herman down at second and Luke Waters over at first. 1 run across in the inning for Greenbrier. That one's outside off the glove of Kermode. It'll go all the way to the wall. And the runners move up. Blake Herman now at third, Waters out at second. 2-0 the count to Lucas in his first at bat of the night. He's hitting .455 this season. A couple of really solid hitters coming in late in the game for the Knights. 2-0 pitch, line, and it's off the glove of Bryce Stevens. He recovers, throws to first, and he threw it wide. He threw it off the wall of the Knights' dugout, and it allows 2 runs to score. It's now 10-4. Two runs come across on a hard hit ball at Stevens. He knocked it down, recovered, had enough time, but the throw was high to first. And it's now a 6-run game. Dominic Proctor up to the plate, chops it over to third. BB's got it. His throw to first is in time. The Knights put 3 on the board here in the 7th, but the Steamers still hold a 6-run lead at historic Hicks Field. It is 10-4. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign him up for the Steamers Kids Club presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, and an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com to download a registration form today. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field here in the bottom half of the 7th. The Steamers out ahead 10-4. We've got another pitching change for the Knights. It's Max Lucas, who was in to hit for Bert Hahn back in the 7th. And now he moves over to the mound. He's the 3rd pitcher used tonight by the Knights. Dylan Bowen's night is over. He went 4 innings, allowed 5 hits. and 5 runs. Jackson Hipp will lead things off for the Steamers here in the 7th. He'll take that one up and in for a ball, 1-0. Hipp was hit on a ball up and in, and is only at bat of the game. 1-0 from Lucas is popped up and foul out of play. Straight back, 1-1 the count. This is Lucas's first appearance on the mound this season. Position player coming in to pitch in a 6-run game as Hipp will foul that one back. Count moves to 1-2. Story of the night from the Knights pitching was free passes given out. Bowen walked 6 and Andrzejczyk walked 3. That's 9 walks along with 3 Steamers hit by pitches. 1-2 pitch is sent high into left field. Waters moves in, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring Jeremiah Boyd up to the plate with 1 out here in the 7th. Boyd 2 for 4 tonight, a pair of singles, including an RBI single back in the 2nd. Boyd will take that one outside in the dirt, 1-0. Boyd struck out looking his last time up. 1-0 is taken for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Boyd designated hitting tonight for the Steamers. That pitch in there for a called strike to Boyd, who it's a good rebound night for him with a pair of hits. He went without a hit the last game against the Clovers. The only hit for Boyd was one he took to the head on a pitch. Fortunately, he was able to get back up and remain in the game as the designated hitter. He'll swing through that one. Strike 3. First strikeout for Max Lucas, and it's out number 2 here in the 7th. That'll bring Houston right up to the plate. He's reached a pair of times, 1 for 3 today with a walk. He's up with 2 outs here in the 7th. He'll leave that one low for a ball, 1-0. Lucas, a position player on the mound, searching for the first 1-2-3 inning of the night for Greenbrier, as Wright's out ahead 2-0. Quickly back, the 2-0 pitch, Wright pops it up foul, third base side and out of play. Count moves to 2-1. Houston right back in the starting lineup tonight, getting the start over at first base. Tate Abbott, the usual first baseman, getting a night off here against the Knights. Wright grounds it the other way over to short. It's bobbled by Melnick. His throw across is in time. The first 1-2-3 inning of the night for Greenbrier, pitching issued by Max Lucas, will head to the 8th. It's the Steamers out ahead 10-4. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field as we begin the top half of the 8th. Sean Hahn up for the second time tonight for the Knights, and the Steamers with a new pitcher into the ball game. Chris Morris comes in to relieve Jack Van Doren. It's Morris's 5th appearance of the season. He's pitched 5 2/3 innings. The ERA of 1.59. He struck out 12 over those 5 innings of work. First pitch to Hahn is fouled straight back. 0-1 the count. Van Doren's line ends at a couple of innings pitched, 1 hit, allowed 3 runs, just 1 of them earned, and walked a pair. In relief of Blake Gibson, who started and went the first 5. It's outside for a ball, 1-1. Each side's now used 3 pitchers in this game as Morris is ready from the windup. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Hahn, 1-2. Hahn struck out in his only at bat tonight. Came in to hit for Tristan Hensley. That one misses outside, 2-2. We'll see if Morris can go the final 2, and a called strike 3 for the first out here in the 8th. 1 batter faced, 1 strikeout for Chris Morris to begin the 8th. And again, the Steamers only their 3rd pitcher tonight. No one down in the bullpen. Only Gage Riddick down there, but he's stretching. So that one's up over the head of Grant Melnick. He'll take his helmet off to try and collect himself, and it's a 1-0 count. Melnick 1 for 3 tonight, singled in his first at bat. And he swings through that one. Count moves to 1-1. One pitch inside to Melnick, 2-1 the count. It's only his 2nd game at the plate this season. He came into this one 0 for 3, so the hit back in the first was his first of the season. He'll swing through that one as well. 2-2 now the count. Melnick, a two-way player at Longwood University. He's also pitched in 1 game for the Knights. Swings at a high pitch and fouls it off right side, now to play. Count will sit at 2-2. That one poked out towards left. West and Bruno moving back toward left field, and Bruno's able to make the catch coming from shortstop for out number 2. Nearly collided, but Bruno looked like he caught him off at the last second. Two up, 2 down to begin the 8th, and that'll bring Nick Arnold up to the plate. Steamers have been ahead for a while. They got out to a 10-1 lead as that one swung on and missed. 0-1 to Arnold. They scored 6 runs in the first 3 innings for a 6-1 lead, and then a 4-run 6th really broke things open. That one's in for a called strike 2. 0-2 the count. Now to Arnold. A 3-run 7th for the Knights brought them a bit back into it, but still a 6-run lead for Edenton. A called strike 3. The 2nd strikeout for Chris Morris. He retires all 3 batters he faces. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Edenton still ahead, 10-4. Every year, the Steamers are proud to have the opportunity to raise money for the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation. On Saturday, July 16th, the Steamers will wear special themed jerseys that will be auctioned off during the game. Proceeds will go towards the fight to strike out ALS. Catfish Hunter is a Major League Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher that lived just a short distance from historic Hicks Field and was even a host family for the Steamers organization back in its inaugural year. Unfortunately, he lost his battle with ALS over 20 years ago, and the Steamers will continue to carry on his legacy and do their part to strike out ALS. We thank you for your support of this great cause. The Steamers are excited to announce a newfound partnership with the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Albemarle. This season will mark our first annual jersey fundraiser for the organization. To coincide with our Chowan County Cantaloupes moniker, we'll be wearing special themed jerseys on all home Tuesdays at historic Hicks Field. At our final home Tuesday on July 19th, we'll be auctioning off the Cantaloupes jerseys. All proceeds will go towards the summer programs that benefit the kids of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Albemarle. We would like to extend a huge thank you to RC Theater's Albemarle Movies 8 for their sponsorship and support of the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you for your support of this great cause. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field here for the bottom half of the eighth. Davis Halstead getting his first at bat of the night as he takes that one up and in for a ball 1-0. Halstead came into the game for Nate Paulson out in center field. It's up and it's 2-0 the count. Paulson reached all 4 times tonight. He walked twice. He was hit by a pitch, and he had an RBI double in his last at-bat. Halstead steps in. He'll slam that one out to right center field. It'll drop for a hit. It'll go all the way to the wall. Halstead flying into second base, and he'll be in standing with a lead-off double. A rocket into the gap off the bat of Davis Halstead. It's his first double of the season, his second extra base hit. And the leadoff man is aboard for Edenton as Case Kermode comes to the plate. Kermode chops that one over to short. Moving in his Melnick, he'll look Halstead back, and the throw to first is in time to get Kermode. Melnick took his time looking Halstead back to second, but he nearly allowed Kermode to get to first. Nonetheless, he throws him out for out number 1 here in the 8th. And that'll bring Tyler West up to the plate, his first at bat of the game. He came in over at third base for Jared Beebe. Beebe knocked in a couple of runs today, reached 3 times, had an RBI double, an RBI single, and he was hit by a pitch. So a good night for Jared Beebe, and what's a 6-run lead for the Steamers as Tyler West slams that one out to right field. It'll drop for a base hit. They're going to hold Halstead at third as it comes in quickly from Proctor out and right. It's a 1-out single for Tyler West. And it puts runners at the corners with 1 out here in the 8th. 2 hits in the inning, and that'll bring Bryce Stevens to the plate. He's still without a hit tonight. Stevens has walked all 4 times he's been up to the plate. That one's low to Stevens, 1-0, and just like every other at bat, he's out ahead. It's Davis Halstead over at third, who doubled, and Tyler West at first, who singled. Max Lucas on the mound. That one inside to Stevens, 2-0, nearly got him. Two-0 pitch is across for a called strike from Lucas, 2-1 the count. Coming into tonight, Stevens had walked or been hit by a pitch a combined 6 times this season. He's almost matched that total in 1 game. As he checks his swing, chops it back to the mound. Lucas throws to first, and he threw it wide. It'll go into right field. Halstead comes around to score from third. West moves over to third. Stevens gets all the way to second. It is now 11-4 Steamers. Stevens checked his swing, chopped it back to Lucas, and Lucas, who had time to make the play to first, just threw it right down the right field line. That'll bring Hunter Cole up to the plate now for the Steamers. That one's down low, 1-0 to Cole. Cole had a 2-run single in his last at-bat. He came into the game after Adam Fine had a pair of ABs. Inside to Cole, 2-0 the count. No one down in the pen for the Knights as this looks like it'll be Max Lucas' inning to finish. As Cole lines that one foul on the third base side, not a play. 2-1 the count. Cole, after a bit of a slow start to begin this season, is now second on the team with 7 RBIs. He'll take that one in the dirt for a ball, 3-1. He's 1 for 2 in his 2 at-bats today. Had that 2-run single. He popped out back in at-bat number 1. He's got Tyler West over at third, who singled, and Bryce Stevens at second, who reached on an error. Cole will send that one high out towards right center field. That one is going to get down into the gap. It's up against the wall. West will trot home to score. Stevens right behind him. Hunter Cole in with an RBI double. It's his third and fourth RBIs of the night. It is now 13-4 Steamers. That'll bring Chase Bruno up to the plate. Still just 1 out here in the 8th. Bruno lets that one come across for a called strike. It's 0-1. Chase Bruno knocked in a run each of his first 2 plate appearances. He's flown out in his last 3. This is his 6th time up to the plate tonight. He'll ground that one over to third. Arnold's got it. He'll throw over to first in time to get Bruno. Hunter Cole had to hold at second, and that's 2 down here in the 8th. That'll bring Jackson Hipp up to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. He came in for Tanner Thatch, who got 3 plate appearances as well. Hipp was hit by a pitch in his first appearance and flew out. In his last at bat, he pops that one up foul, straight back and out of play, 0-1. He's got Hunter Cole down at second, who knocked in 2 more runs with a double. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt well before the plate. Count evens up 1-1, 1-1 to Jackson Hipp. Hipp hitting .222 coming into tonight. Still looking for his first hit of the evening. That one's across for a called strike, 1-2. That pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3 to Hipp. And that'll wrap up the 8th inning. But the Steamers add on 3 more here in the 8th. We'll head to the 9th. It's the Steamers 13, the Knights 4. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the first pitch is grounded over to Tyler West at third, and he makes a nice play across the diamond for out number 1. That was Blake Herman on the ground out, and that'll bring Luke Waters up to the plate for the second time tonight. It's Chris Morris back out there for his second inning as he misses with a ball there. 1-0 the count. Waters had an infield single and his only at bat tonight. He'll swing and foul that one down the right side and out of play. 1-1. Waters came in to hit for Andy Choi, who was 2 for 3 today. Not a bad night for Choi, but was yanked with a couple of innings to go as that one's in for a called strike. 1-2 the count. Steamers trying to make it through tonight with the trio of Blake Gibson, Jack Van Dorn, and Chris Morris on the mound. The 1-2 pitch swung on, chopped over to third and foul. So we'll do it again at 1-2. Back in the 8th, Morris worked the first 1-2-3 inning of the night for the Steamers. 1-2 pitch called, strike 3. The third strikeout for Chris Morris. And the Knights are down to their final out. Andrea Daltrey up to the plate. The final life for Greenbrier as that one's up over his head for a ball. 1-0. Daltrey reached his first plate appearance of the night back in the first. He walked, and he's 0 for 3 since. He'll swing and miss at that one. Count evens up at 1-1. One pitch. Grounded over through the hole on the left side for a base hit. And it's a 2-out hit for the Knights. That'll put Daltrey over at first. It's his first hit of the night. Warren Bailey up to the plate. He'll swing at the first pitch he sees, pop it up foul territory, moving in from right is Hip. He's unable to get to it. And it's 0-1 to Bailey. Bailey's knocked in 2 of the 4 runs for the Knights this evening. Had an RBI double back in the first and a sac fly his last time up. Steamers with a 9-run lead here in the 9th. They put up double-digit runs for the 3rd time in their last 4 games. That one's outside for a ball, 1-1. Put up 15 at Lakewood Park against the Voyagers. Followed that up with 16 here at home against the Norfolk Redbirds. After just 3 against the Clovers, they've put up 13 here against the Knights. Morris is now 1 strike away from wrapping this thing up. 1-2 the count to Warren Bailey. The pitch. Up and in off the left shoulder of Bailey. And the Knights will live to see another batter. The first man Morris has hit with a pitch in this game. And it's the 3rd time Bailey has reached tonight. That'll bring Max Lucas up to the plate. It's his 2nd at bat. He came into pitch for the last 2 innings for the Knights. He reached on an error in his only plate appearance. He'll swing and foul it straight back, 0-1 the count. It's Andrea Daltrey down at 2nd, who singled, and Warren Bailey at 1st. So that one's outside, 1-1. Both reached with 2 outs here in the 9th. The Steamers ahead by 9. That one's across for a called strike, 1-2, and once again, Greenbrier down to their final strike. Morris is ready from the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. And the ball game is over on the 4th strikeout of the night from Chris Morris. And the Steamers are able to move beyond a 3-game winning streak for the first time this season. They've now won 4 in a row. The Clams improved to 10-4 overall. They take down the 1st place Knights and moved to 6-4 in Premier Collegiate League play, and now 6-3 here at home at historic Hicks Field. A good win for the Steamers, their first win coming out of an off day. They had been 0-2, but they looked refreshed and recharged tonight. The Steamers will be back in action against the Knights again tomorrow night, but that one will take place at Lakewood Park, a place where the Steamers are yet to lose this season. It's a big night for Hunter Cole. He knocked in 4 runs. He's tonight's Steamer of the game, and that'll do it for me on tonight's broadcast of Edenton Steamers Baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. Thank you so much for following along all night as the Steamers win number 4 in a row. It's the Steamers 13 and the Knights 4 from historic Hicks Field.